And join us. We turn to the back page and mix sports and the law as we do on Chronicle Live. We are going to do a little earlier this week on a Tuesday, and Steve Moskowitz joins us in studio. The parade's going to go right by your office tomorrow?
Right in front of the office. That's also a really good seat.
Are you going to wear your big orange bow tie tomorrow and celebrate a championship?
Absolutely.
All right. Things last night on the streets of San Francisco were somewhat calm, right? Not a lot of criminal mischief because the Giants won the World Series?
No, everybody's pretty well behaved. And what happened last night is what I call the rule of reason. Normally, if you're pounding on a bus or something, a police officer sees you, he's going to have a chat with you and possibly take you away. But they just kind of give more leeway for that because the intent, normally if you're pounding on something, it's to do harm. Here, there's people celebrating. So the police really exercised some good judgment, and they just rule of reason. People weren't looking to harm. They were just looking to celebrate. And you see, it's much different here in the other cities where, you know, buses and vehicles are overturned, set on fire, or looting. You didn't have that. You had the really minor stuff here.
Well, that's a little different, just banging on a bus versus starting something on fire. The great comedian, when the Niners won a Super Bowl championship, Bobcat Goldthwait, said that you can do legally anything you want after your team wins a championship. But that's within reason.
I wouldn't recommend that, Greg.
No, I would not either. But do the authorities look away more, even if you start a car on fire or throw a rock through a picture window? Are you more inclined to get off because your team just won the World Series?
Rule of reason. you set a car on fire, you're going away. Don't be thrown off. But the more minor stuff that a police officer really would talk to you about, or maybe even arrest you on any other day, that stuff they're just going to rule of reason, say, well, there's a different intent here, and they're not going to enforce it.
All right. There was one shooting last night, but that was completely unrelated to the celebration.
Sure, and I mean, it got dark last night, too. I think that was unrelated as well.
All right. So what advice would you give fans? Just simply imbibing, public drunkenness, lewdness behavior. Again, they just won the World Series, something they haven't done in many of these people's lifetime. Will they get a little slack for that kind of behavior?
You know, as an attorney, I'm going to say comply with all laws, but as a practical matter, if someone doesn't follow my advice and they do something that they shouldn't, usually law enforcement is just more understanding in a time like this. And San Francisco oftentimes really does use good judgment.
All right. So you will be at the parade tomorrow?
It's in front of my office. I look out the window.
Yeah, you will be there. We'll come by and see you. And you voted today.
Yes, I did.
Yes on 19? I don't, you don't have to answer that question.
I did what I thought was in the best interest of the people.
You did with it. All right. So you've been a San Franciscan all your life, and the Giants winning the World Series, how big of a deal was it? Then you went back to work today, and people have to resume their everyday lives. Was this a big topic of conversation among the people?
It was a big deal, and it really makes a difference in the spirit of the city, the way people are doing things. I mean, it's great for commerce, but also it's good for the spirit.
How many people do you think show up tomorrow? I'm trying to figure that out.
A lot.
A million? You think a million people?
A lot. The building has already said that there's going to be a little challenge getting in and out, so there's going to be a lot of people. But if you're in the building, you're okay.
Oh, so you've already gotten warnings from the people that run your building?
Yeah, the building already told us.
Just clear out?
Well, they told you be in by a certain time, and then access is going to be limited.
All right. As far as the law enforcement, obviously, around the parade area is going to be huge.
Sure.
So the rest of the city, you got to worry about things going on, criminal mischief, looting around other parts of the Bay Area.
Possibly, but normally what law enforcement does is they have the guys not on vacation, not away. So essentially they have a larger force on the street today because you have a bunch of people concentrated in one area. So you just have more people on the force. There's going to be some overtime.
All right, so have fun tomorrow at the parade.
But don't break any laws.
If anything does go wrong, Steve Moskowitz is your man, right?
Be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, he'll be right there.
And help you, more importantly.
He'll be right there handing out business cards tomorrow. Thank you, Steve.
My pleasure.
We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10:30 in the morning. Our coverage will start of the Giants World Series parade. Sportsnet Central is next, and we'll see you tomorrow at 5 on Chronicle Live. I got to go vote, Steve.
Let's go.